Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today it's Thanksgiving, or it will be. And so I'm going to be joined once again by Mike Brinker, and we're going to talk about a couple different things as it relates to Thanksgiving. First, we're going to discuss the etiquette of smoking cigars over at a friend or family member's house, and how to do that without being, a jerk. And then from there, we are going to pair cigars with some of your favorite Thanksgiving foods. So why don't we go ahead and just jump right into that, and I will catch you on the other side. And I'm joined today by Mike Brinker. How you doing, Mike?
Good afternoon, Nick. I'm doing great.
So, happy early Thanksgiving.
Happy early Thanksgiving to you.
So we're going to be talking Thanksgiving a little bit today. But I want to get a cigar going. I haven't had a cigar yet today, and it sounds like a nice thing to do. So, what are you smoking?
I have got the Rocky Patel Dark Star Toro.
Okay. Look at that. That is dark, but with that nice bright band to kind of counterbalance it.
Yeah, I just hate the foot bands.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes if a company's going to do that, they need to make them loose enough that they just slide right off.
Right. This one at least peeled pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's bright enough for a blind asshole like myself not to miss it.
Sometimes, though, I see what you're saying. You're saying you light them on fire.
Right.
My thing is when you take them off, sometimes they're just adhered just a little too tight. And you end up cracking the foot of the cigar trying to take the damn thing off.
Or they're discolored if they're older.
Yeah.
Like, if you age one with a foot band,
yeah,
you're going to have discoloration there.
Well, I have got something a little off the beaten path for me, mostly due to the size. I have a Blue Bonnet, Rojas Blue Bonnet Lancero.
Ooh.
It's a 7x38 with an Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper and Nicaraguan binder and filler. So I got that going. I'm excited.
Now, this one...
What? I'm sorry?
This one is a Corojo seed wrapper grown in Honduras.
Okay.
With a Paraguay seed transplanted to Honduras,
Ooh.
grown by Plasencia family.
Ooh.
And then also some other Honduran and Nicaragua filler.
There you go. I'll tell you, the Blue Bonnet Lancero, I'm not a Lancero guy. But this is one of the few blends that I'm like, I don't know if there's another way to smoke. Because I've had this in like a Toro and a Robusto and, some of the other sizes,
Right.
And, dude, it just doesn't taste the same as the Lancero. The Lancero is just the way to go with this cigar.
I'm a Lancero fan, so you don't have to convince
I get
me.
it. I get it. So
there are some that just taste so much better in a Lancero.
This one, the Blue Bonnet, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. Well, time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family-owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. So head on over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. Get this thing going, because I'm looking forward to smoking this. So, now today, while we prep our cigars for cutting and lighting here, Mike and I are going to be talking all things Thanksgiving. You guys, everyone outside of the United States, I should say, it's just another Thursday. But for those of us inside the United States, it's Thanksgiving, and we'll be celebrating, is it still okay to say that we're celebrating the Pilgrims and the Indians coming together and having Native Americans and having a, potluck dinner together to celebrate surviving? Or
I say so. Yeah, hey, what do I know?
That's the thing. I never know anymore, what's okay. but because I guess there's a lot of like history.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering. If that was something that was okay or not. But
For me, it's more of a celebration of food, football, and family.
see, there you go. But yet, are you flying solo this year?
Pretty much.
That sucks. That's well. Wait a minute. Pretty much, or yes?
It's undecided just yet. Some people
Okay.
may get home from Atlanta like Thanksgiving Day.
Okay. Well, see, that's reasonable. You could
Yeah.
still get together that day. So,
Yeah.
all right, gonna fire this guy up here and get this thing lit. I want to get a cigar going. So, I was trying to figure out where the football is playing. Because for those of us that don't have TV signal, you got to figure out where you can watch this stuff.
A lot of it is on over-the-air TV. So all you need is like a
I need an antenna.
antenna.
Yeah.
And it's not even really an antenna anymore. It looks like a little tablet that sits next to your TV.
But
They
here's
get a lot
the
of
thing.
channels too.
Do they really work all that well? Because I had one. Oh, when did I have this? It's been a number of years ago.
The ones I've had have worked great.
I've had one. I had one a number of years ago, and my God, it didn't work for shit. Like sometimes you would get some channels, but you wouldn't get like all the channels, and you'd have to move the thing and rearrange it and whatever. And is that? I mean, I don't know.
That is nothing I experience anymore.
Okay, so maybe it's better.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably it. I mean, well,
And
shit,
you're in a different spot that you were when you were using it too.
This is true. This is definitely true. Well, damn, dude. I mean, it was even before the duplex. So I mean, like,
Oh, wow,
it was still like further out. I mean, we're talking, 5-6 years ago at minimum.
Yeah, they've changed a lot since then.
Okay. All right. I'll have to look into that then. So, yeah, but anyway, I know that Amazon runs some. I know that Peacock, I think, the very Paramount, because
Right.
it's all affiliated, CBS with Peacock or Paramount and NBC with whatever. But then Fox has got their own little streaming app, and I don't want to pay $10 just for the noon game,
No,
It's like
no.
no, thank you. But anyway, so let's talk Thanksgiving. Now, Mike, you had suggested talking about cigar smoking etiquette if you're over at like a relative's house.
Relative or friend, even. Friend of the
Okay.
family type deal,
Yeah.
Thanksgivings are weird. You go to different people's houses than you would for Christmas or even Easter type stuff. You eat at weird times. I mean,
yeah, and sometimes multiple times of the day.
right. And my
Yeah.
family, it was always 1 o'clock. We ate Thanksgiving dinner,
Yeah.
and then in the evening it was dessert,
Yeah.
all at the same house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm typically around 2. It's like midday,
Yeah.
like not past lunchtime, but definitely before dinner time. And so there's a lot of time built into the day then that if you wanted to go and have a cigar while you're over at, a friend or relative's house, theoretically you could. I think the first thing that kind of goes without saying, or it should go without saying, but I'm going to say it just because it's a podcast and we're going through the rules. Ask permission,
Right.
like check with the host and be like, is it cool if I do this? And obviously don't assume that you're going to be inside. Assume you're going to be outside.
Right, exactly.
So, if even if you smoke inside your own home, you're in somebody else's house, assume you're going to be outside and ask permission before you do it.
I've been to some where they've set up a garage area for smoking,
Yeah.
and even then I try to sit next to the door because a cigar is a whole lot different than someone coming out and getting a quick cigarette when it comes to the smoke area.
And non-smokers don't understand that.
Right.
They don't understand that the cigar smoke is heavier and lingers more than the cigarette smoke does.
Right.
Yeah.
And know your audience. I mean, if you're going to be the only one smoking, maybe bring a smaller stick or, smaller sticks.
I was actually going to recommend that just in general. I wrote down some notes. I actually have show prep. I have some notes about this. I thought about this, and that's one of the things I was going to say is keep the smoking time reasonable. Don't be breaking out your 7x70. Donkey dick. Make sure you're
Right.
smoking something reasonable. I would say, to be honest, Robusto at the biggest. Maybe like you could even go Coronas. Short
Right.
Coronas or whatever, Petit Coronas. I mean, you could go little guys just to like be able to keep that smoking time down.
And then, like some of the situations I run into down here in Georgia, you get there and there's a big TV set up outside. All the seats are outside in the fire pit. Go Toro, baby.
There
If
you go. And
everyone's
that's
sitting
true.
outside chilling with a
Yeah.
fire pit, most likely they're not going to mind a cigar.
No, that's very valid. And that's a good point. If you're going somewhere and you're going to be chilling outside, not all of us have that luxury, by the
Right.
way.
Yeah.
As I'm sitting here in the high today, it was like 50 something.
We came close to a record today. Record
Oh
high.
my, oh God.
Low
So yeah.
80s.
So okay. So you'll be fine sitting outside with a Toro, but I'll be like shivering with my little Villiger export, just trying to get one.
And that's
So
another thing. If you're by yourself and you're bundled up,
yeah.
you're not enjoying it if you try to smoke a Toro or something.
Hmm.
But odds are someone will come out there with a small stick and just BS with you, even if they're not smoking. Uh, you just don't want to be, a black sheep.
Well, that's exactly it. And here's the thing. Bring some other cigars with you in case there are
Somebody
those
wants to
family
smoke.
members that want to go outside with you. Now, you can be you can either be nice or you can be maybe a cheaper guy and bring either nice cigars or cheap cigars, to share. That's up to you. Personally, I'm going to bring something that's not super cheap, but at the same time not super expensive because I don't want to see an expensive cigar get wasted. But on the flip side, I don't want to give somebody like a dog rocket,
Right.
that to smoke along with me either. I want them to have the good experience as well. Um, but I would also say, don't try to convert anybody on Thanksgiving. If somebody's like hanging out with you, but maybe you offer once and they say no, don't make it a
Yeah.
thing. Don't badger them. Just let it be.
I've found that it's a good use for the Villiger exports.
I agree. Those guys are really good for just little short smokes outside, and you get 5 of them in the little box so that you have some to
Even
share.
even if you want to smoke something bigger, that's a
Mm-hmm.
great handoff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I would agree with that. Um, I think the other key thing when you go outside, find the right spot. Like you said, maybe they'll set up the garage. If they're setting up a spot for you, that's one thing. But if you're on your own to try and find somewhere, keep in mind, like the wind. You don't want to sit downwind to where you're blowing all your smoke at everybody else, in the process. Make sure you're seated properly to where you don't have a wind issue. Stay away from any open doors and windows. That's kind of
That's an
key. It's
obvious.
like, why would you want to smoke up the house? Um, Also, isolate yourself from the kids. If
Yeah.
the kids are outside playing or
Go to the
or
front
doing
yard.
something, go to the front yard, go to the side yard, go somewhere else, and don't hang out right by the turkey fryer with everybody. If you're all hanging around the turkey, or whatever it happens to be, if you're sitting outside and you're prepping a turkey, like if you're frying a turkey, or maybe you're smoking something and you've got the smoker going, or whatever, don't like hang out right by the food with it.
Right.
Maybe go elsewhere. Unless it's your
Everyone else
house.
is smoking.
I was saying, unless it's your house, everybody else is smoking, whatever. I mean, again, this is one of those you got to play it by ear kind of
Mm-hmm.
situations. But if you're the one guy that's smoking a cigar, maybe don't hang out right by the food.
Right.
And then speaking of food, you got to be mindful of the food timing. This also comes into play with the size cigar you bring.
Right.
Don't fire up a Toro if dinner is going to be ready in 30 minutes,
Right.
like that's the time for an export, or that's the time for a short Corona. That's not the time for a Toro. You be mindful of how long, and now if dinner's over and you're just in that chill time, do what you do,
Right.
but not
Because
so
you also
much.
don't want to be coming in and out smelling all smoky.
No. Mm-mm.
Now, odds are if it's November, there's going to be a breeze to help dissipate your clothes, but you
Yeah,
never know.
for sure. And I would, and you brought up, you don't want to be smoky. I mean, that's definitely important. You want to make sure that you're sitting in a way that the wind is taking the smoke away from you. I would even go so far as say, and this is kind of against my better judgment, because every time I always say, like, I don't like smoking light cigars outside because you're losing 50% of the cigar to Mother Nature anyway. But then when you're
Right.
smoking something mild, it's even more. But that might be a choice. Maybe you're wanting to smoke something a little more on the mild side, so that there's less of that smoke and aroma clinging to you when you do go back inside. I don't know.
Or if there's a fire pit, just sit in front of the smoke.
I
Be
was
like,
gonna
oh,
say
that damn fire pit got me.
it got me. I'm smelling like the fire pit. So and that's just gonna happen no matter what. But anyway, I don't know. What else have you got?
Uh, you covered most of it. Uh, Another thing too would be like kind of have a feel for the end time of the gathering.
Yeah,
You don't want to light up a big Toro unless you smoke in your car and are
that's true.
comfortable leaving it outside while you say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
You don't want to be outside the whole time if everyone else is inside. You-
Yeah, you don't want to isolate yourself.
Right,
It's supposed to be an extra little addition to your day,
right,
not like, oh, my whole family's over. Time to go escape outside and have a cigar.
right.
Unless that's what you want to do, Maybe,
Or
maybe you
maybe
just,
you're watching the kids play football or something, and you're that cool uncle or whatever, but
Yeah.
you don't want to be the guy outside in 20-degree weather,
Uh huh.
for hours at a time after everyone's like, yeah, we want to clean up and, relax, but he's still here outside smoking.
Or like, boy, it would have been nice to talk to Uncle Steve, but he's been outside smoking all day long.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just little
Um,
things to keep in mind.
for sure. Now, maybe you're one of those guys that, by God, your home is your castle and you're going to smoke inside of it and you're not going to give two shits what anybody says. And you're wanting to pair some cigars with your various food items.
Mm.
So, next, I'll freely admit, I spent a little time on this one chatting with the old Chat GPT, coming up with cigar pairings for Thanksgiving food.
Really?
And so I have some, and we'll go through these, and we'll see what your thoughts are, and if you have any other suggestions, maybe.
Okay.
So first we'll go with a roasted turkey. So they say turkey is mild, often buttery, with herbs. So you need body, but not anything overpowering. They recommend a Connecticut broadleaf or a medium Habano.
Okay, I could see that.
I mean, something kind of a little on the lighter, maybe perhaps, like is that buttery, herby, that kind of thing. They gave me two examples: the EP Carrillo Encore or the Monte Cristo White Series.
Hmm.
I actually think the Monte Cristo and turkey, that's kind of a perfect match in my opinion.
Now, I've got one I'd like to throw out there.
Okay. This is good. This is what I wanted.
A nice Aladino Cameroon.
Okay. Little
Just a
bit of
little,
little bit of something.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit of something different to counterbalance the herbs.
Okay. Well, and that's the other thing. Like when you're pairing, are you wanting something that's complementary or something that is contrasting? Um, you know, I've encountered people that like to pair both ways to where if they have a really strong spicy beverage or food, they want to pair it with a really strong spicy cigar.
Right.
On the flip side, the other way you could go with that is you could pair the total opposite, which then theoretically makes the opposing nature of the two things pop when you encounter. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what you'd want to do.
Plus, are you drinking with, are you drinking wine? Are you having a bourbon or a soft drink or tea?
Which adds a whole nother element to
Yeah.
it. Well, I'm not worried about the drinking at this point. We're just because yeah, that adds a whole nother element. But what do you think about sweet potato casserole?
I really don't ever eat that,
Okay.
so I'm gonna have to defer to you on that.
I don't really eat it either, to be honest. Sweet potatoes are one of those things that it's like I like them in certain methods, but like I'm not a big sweet potato casserole guy.
I would think it would be
Um,
sweet, wouldn't it? I mean,
so I would think so. They're saying sweet potatoes with brown sugar pair beautifully with cocoa, espresso, and molasses notes. So they're recommending a Maduro with a natural sweetness. Specifically, they recommended either the Padron 1964 Maduro or the Aganor Salif Signature Maduro.
ooh, that's a good stick.
You put that with a sweet potato casserole, apparently it's a good time.
Okay. Okay.
At least according to the AI. Now, mashed potatoes and gravy. Going the other way.
All right.
The richness of the potatoes matches well with a mellow, buttery cigar without clashing. Um, they are recommending a smooth Connecticut or creamy Ecuadorian shade. Specifically, they recommended an Aganor Salif Connecticut or a Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real.
I also would maybe think of the Camacho Ecuador.
Okay.
That's the blue label.
Okay.
That would probably pair good with that. Depending on the gravy, is it a darker gravy? Is it a
See,
lighter gravy?
and that's the thing that would throw me off with making that recommendation because I look at this and I'm like Aganor Salif Connecticut and the Romeo y Julia Reserva Real. It's like I feel
It
like
may
that
not have enough to stand up to it.
exactly. I feel like that matches more with the potatoes and not
The gravy.
necessarily the gravy. And the gravy
Hmm.
adds that extra little bit. So I'm gonna throw one out there and I'm gonna see what you think. The Aladino Connecticut. Because the Aladino Connecticut, you have that Connecticut wrapper, but then you have that
Well, it's got
Corojo
more
binder
punch.
and filler. So you have that little bit of spice on the inside from that Corojo, but then you got that creamy
Or
Connecticut on the outside.
let me throw one out there again.
Okay.
Hoyo de Nicaragua CT.
Okay.
That is a heavy hitter wrapped in the and smoothed out with that Connecticut wrapper.
Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Creamy, but then it's got that little bit of something. It truly does depend on the gravy.
Yeah.
You know, the gravy kind of that extra little boost of the cigar has to match with that gravy. So, see, this is good. We're two. Well, I'm bigger than you are, but it's like two guys talking food and cigars. I love it. All right, cornbread or corn casserole. They say that corn dishes are sweet and rustic. Pair them with something that has toasted bready notes. Nutty, medium strength cigars. They're recommending an Arturo Fuente Hemingway short story or an Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua.
Yeah, I tend not to pair just for I call that like ex, I want to say a third tier side.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I tend to pair it more to the mains,
Yeah.
the turkey, or my favorite dish, the dressing.
Well, okay.
Stuff with more seasoning and girth to it.
All right. So you brought up dressing, also known to some people as stuffing.
Stuffing.
So stuffing is the next one. Now they specifically in brackets have behind this sage heavy or sausage heavy. So they're definitely going for more of the savory stuffing.
Right.
They specifically say stuffing is savory and herbaceous. Pepper and spice wakes it up. They are recommending peppery Nicaraguan cigars. Specifically, the two examples they cite would be the A.J. Fernandez New World or the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Me Carita.
I've never tried the Dunbarton, but I do agree with the
the New World.
I just went blank. Yeah, the New World.
Yeah.
But then again, I really enjoy and smoke a lot of the New World.
Well, and I'll tell you, in the New World, with I mean, at least for right now, the New World is a fairly affordable cigar.
Right.
So it's one of those things that you can pair that with your stuffing for, depending upon where you're buying that, less than $10. So that's got to count for something.
Another one I would throw in there would be the for someone who wants maybe something a little heavier or heftier ring gauge, the Romeo by Romeo y Julieta.
Yeah.
Because that has got some pepper to it, in my opinion.
Okay.
That could really go along with a good, especially the sausage.
Yeah.
Because you got the fat in there with that and everything.
Yeah.
I think that would help cut through the fat left over in your mouth. And
have you ever had stuffing with oysters in it?
Personally, no.
I was saying, I never have either. I was watching something.
I know it's a big deal.
See, I didn't know that. I was watching something the other day, and they were talking about, is it safe to, cook the stuffing inside of the bird, or do you have to cook the stuffing outside of the bird and then put it into the bird to finish, or something like that? And because they were, and do you want to have the bird be cooked slightly before you put the stuffing in, because you don't want to give everybody, salmonella or whatever,
right?
Or whatever it is, and the answer included a thing like, well, if it includes oysters, you need to make sure those are properly cooked. And I'm just like, oysters? I'm like, who's putting? I guess it's a
it is not
thing.
an East Coast thing.
It is not.
My dad, who was 84, grew up in Southeast Missouri.
Yeah.
They always had oysters in their dressing.
Weird.
And that's just a little Southeast Missouri town, old Germans. So maybe it's more of a European thing. Well, no. I mean, they have dressing in Europe, even though they don't have Thanksgiving. But I don't know. But he used to always have it, but he never cared for it. That's why we never had it growing up with oysters.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Oh.
Or sausage, really.
I'm not. I would say I've never really. I've only had just mostly just the bread kind. Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's be real. Stovetop. You
know it, baby. I always keep. I buy it from Amazon. I always keep a 6-pack in the.
You're always prepped and ready for Thanksgiving.
Well, no, I mean I always keep frozen skinless chicken breasts.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I'll fry them up, and I won't, have a nice little side with it for a few days.
Okay. All right. So, macaroni and cheese.
Oh, okay.
No. Go ahead. No. What were you gonna say?
I thought you were moving on to something else. I was going to say, whoa, there's still sides left.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we've got plenty more here.
Okay.
So macaroni and cheese. Down
here in Georgia, oh my God, everyone's got their own special recipe of macaroni and cheese.
Well, of course.
If you pull out a blue box that says Kraft, they are going to shoot you. And it's like
the Kraft dinner. What's wrong
do too.
With that?
I love. That's what I grew up on.
I was gonna say there's nothing.
And it's
wrong
like
with
down
that.
here, it's all homemade, handmade. Just some got cracker, toppings.
I mean, I like all. Look, I like all varieties of mac and cheese. You put it in the crock
Mm-hmm.
pot, you put it in the thing, you bake it like a casserole, you bake it in the pot like on the stovetop with the Kraft. You put
Mm-hmm.
the crumbles on the top, the crackers or the breadcrumbs or whatever. Have the thick layer. I don't care. It's mac and cheese. I'm good no matter what.
They have it at everything down here. There's
See
always mac and cheese.
that? It's wonderful. Touches my heart. I love that. So the creaminess and the cheese need something smooth and not overly peppery. So they're recommending a creamy Connecticut or mellow Cameroon. Specifically, they recommended the Fuente Don Carlos.
Wow. Is that all?
Yeah, they had that one cigar was their recommendation.
I'm
I
going to
mean,
go out on a limb here.
okay.
West Tampa Red.
Oh, that's a little bit of a contrast from the mac and cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to put a little pepper on my mac and cheese, though.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit, not a lot. Not
Yeah.
a lot.
You want a little bit of something with the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, all right. So we'll add the West Tampa Red to that. So, now we're going back to the bird, but specifically we're going to the dark meat. Are you a dark meat or white meat guy?
I'm a breast.
See, that's
White
the thing. I always eat the white meat. I'm not the biggest fan of the dark meat. It specifically says here it has more fat, and that's my problem. It's a little
Right.
fattier. But it does say that it has more flavor because of that, and so they're saying pair accordingly. Medium to full-bodied cigars with cocoa and earthy notes. They recommend a Liga Privada number 9 or an HVC hot cake with
Wow.
dark meat turkey. That kind of seems like you're bringing an AK to a knife fight,
Right.
Like, it's like that feels a little heavy on the cigar side for turkey, Like, I would pair a Liga number 9 maybe with, like, I don't know, beef.
A brisket.
A brisket?
A nice
Yeah.
brisket or a post porterhouse.
Yeah, but dude, I get that it's dark meat turkey, but it's still turkey,
Still.
I mean, look, it's
That's a heavy
poultry.
hitter.
Yeah, it's poultry. It's not gonna it takes on the flavor of what it is, So, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Okay.
Plus, if
No,
you're
go ahead.
eating a lot of dark meat and other heavy stuff, you smoke that Liga,
Mm-hmm.
it's just gonna bottom you out.
Yeah, you're gonna. I
Or
mean,
would
no matter
me,
what,
personally.
no matter what, at the end of this, you're taking a big nap. At least I am,
Yeah.
anyway. All right, so we have another one here. Also, this might be a bit of a hot take, coming into Thanksgiving here. Cranberry sauce. I'm not the biggest
Yeah.
cranberry sauce guy.
I'm not either, but it's always there.
Well, yeah,
So,
you have some variation of it, but like I'm just not the
we
biggest.
usually have two. We usually have the big can-looking Jello thing,
and
and then we have a truly handmade cranberry
sauce.
sauce.
So which goes first?
Everyone eats it together.
Interesting. So the Jello out of the can still
Yeah.
like it has its fans, even though.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Especially
all right.
with leftovers. I know my family, other than me, is big about slicing little rounds of it and putting it on their sandwiches with
Okay.
turkey and a little bit of dressing and some mac and cheese all on a big, thing of rye bread or something.
I just realized I didn't turn on my fan. I was like, man, the smoke is hanging really heavy in the garage. Why is it doing that? Fucking window fan's not on. Anyway, so they're saying citrus, tartness, sweetness, and they're recommending they're saying it needs contrast, but they're saying to pair it with something bright and spicy. So they recommended either the HVC Serie A or the Plasencia Alma del Campo, which I probably should look this up. What is the Plasencia Alma del Campo?
I have never smoked one.
I know. See, that's the thing. I may have.
See,
My problem
there's
is
another one.
I recommend.
I would go with a champagne there again.
Oh, another little creamy and spicy kind of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I had a tickle in my throat. Okay, so the Plasencia Alma del Campo, it's the gray. It's the gray and white. Um, it's the gray and white band.
Okay.
On
I
that
don't have
one.
a lot of them down here,
Okay.
so
I know I've had it before. I'm not gonna lie, I can't possibly tell you my thoughts on it. It's not one that's in the memory banks that I'm just like, oh yeah, I love that. I mean, I'm sure I enjoyed it because I tend to enjoy my experience with Plasencia. However, I can't tell you if that's one that I think would pair well with cranberry sauce or not.
well, and you know as well as I do that the St. Louis market is not a huge Placencia market.
No, there's maybe only a couple of shops at most.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I walk past it, I don't recognize it, and I
Yeah.
grab something I recognize and go,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bad thing. I'm bad about that. I get impatient when I go to a cigar shop. That's like the worst
Oh,
thing you can do.
yeah, I like looking around. I don't necessarily walk past them. My problem is, quite frankly, and it's just a fact of life. They just are slightly out of my budget for the normal smoking experience. You know?
Plus, because of that,
Yeah,
shop owners don't put them in prime placing a lot of times.
yeah,
And I do understand it, but you know, if you don't know where it is, a lot of times you can walk past them because they're like at the very bottom on a far right or something where you got to bend over to really look at them
wow,
because the shop owner's like, oh, no one's going to pay that much for that, right?
yeah, yeah. Um, and that's an interesting point. Do you think so? Do you think that it should be hidden and isolated like that, or do you think it should be more prominently displayed? And maybe if it were more prominently displayed, people might be like, "Oh, this is something fancy. I need to
I
try
think
this."
that if you're going to put them out of the way more, you need a placard that says Placencia
Yeah,
with their selection of Placencia.
some sort of signage.
Right, just some sort of signage because a lot of people, oh, I always see those in magazines. I didn't know that. I didn't even know you carried that.
Yeah,
I bet they
yeah.
would hear that a ton of times.
Boy, I'll tell you, I'm smoking this Rojas Bluebonnet Lancero. You want to know another one? There's. I'm not a big Lancero guy, but there are a few that just like when they hit, man, it's like that's the one. The I don't remember the name. It's a Alma de something. That's all the Placencia names or something like that. It's the red band.
Hmm.
The Placencia with the red band on it. Red and it's like red with like white letters or something. Whatever one that is, Del Fuego
Yeah.
or whatever it is. In the Lancero on that one, oh,
There were a few of the
that's a
Tatuaje
yeah,
monsters that were
yeah,
really good that they did in special edition Lanceros.
gotcha. So okay, so cranberry sauce. You're saying that's another prime spot for the Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne,
Yeah,
though. Okay, all right,
personally.
all right. We're getting into some big important components of the Thanksgiving meal here. We have pie. So now we have pumpkin pie.
Oh, actually, we figured out one savory dish already.
All right. What's the
Green bean
savory dish?
casserole.
Oh, I do love green bean casserole.
Because that you got, depending on the casserole, you may have some creamy elements to it
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
not. But we've always had
Creamy
some type of green bean dish.
green bean. You might have those little crispy, jerky onions on the top.
What we had a lot were they'd take 3 or 4 long string beans, wrap
Okay.
it in bacon, and bake it.
What?
Yeah, those are amazing.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Oh, it's good. With a
Oh
little bit of
man.
olive oil to, keep the beans nice and
Yeah, no, I've always had it with just like the jerky French fried onion things on the top. Like
oh
when you
no.
bake it, like, it's like the casserole and you just
There's quite a few good recipes out there to look up if you're interested in something like that. Bacon wrapped string beans. Just Google that.
we have ventilation. I had to do that. It's like I had
Yeah,
to
it was
use
looking pretty smoky behind you.
yeah, I'm like, oh God, I need to clear this out. It's
I thought
starting to
maybe you
get
set one of your boxes on fire.
yeah, I know. No, I don't want to do that. Um I I I flipped it to low, but whatever. It'll be fine.
You can't hear it, so.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, okay. So, what would you recommend for a green bean casserole then?
Traditional green bean casserole, I'd probably go with something a little heavier and spicier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, I'm not saying LFD double Ajero or nothing, but
yeah, we don't have to slit anybody's throat, but at the same time, something with a little bit of extra.
Right.
That might be one where you mentioned the champagne before with the cranberry. That might be one where you go maybe a 10th anniversary on the sun-grown side. You get a little bit of more spicy.
I was almost thinking that too. Yeah.
Still kind of smooth and cream, but you get that spice factor that's a little bit more pronounced than the champagne.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would say that something in the Habano sun-grown family would go well with the green bean casserole. Could also go the other way. Go real hard, lean into it's a green dish, or it's got green in it, go with the more vegetable kind of, or vegetal, I don't know, whatever the word. And, but I think it might be overpowered. I'm thinking like a Candela, maybe like an Aladino Candela, know? I don't know. Maybe not.
You could do a Candela if it's got a stronger opposite twist,
Yeah, it can't just be all Candela. It's got to be.
And you can't do a Candela with like a Connecticut.
Yeah.
Twirl. It would have to be a, almost like a filthy hooligan.
Yeah. Yeah, that could maybe do that. Or, yeah, I could go with that. Okay, so pumpkin pie. Obviously, with pumpkin pie, you have like baker's spice, you have cream, assuming you're putting whipped cream on it, which if you're not,
or ice cream,
you're not. Either way, you're not experiencing the pie properly if you're not doing that. And sweetness. They say that that's a perfect combination to go with cocoa and coffee notes.
I think that'd be a little sweet overload for me personally.
I don't know if I would want to go with cocoa.
Because you're also probably drinking coffee with that.
And that's the thing. Coffee with pumpkin pie, I'm all fine with that. You find a nice coffee, strong cigar. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But you've got to watch the sweetness level to it. Their recommendations, one of which I will maybe go with, the other one I will probably not. The one I will not, they said the Rocky Patel Java.
No, I don't.
Because that's just too damn sweet.
That would be something by yourself after the whole meal as a dessert.
Yes, or maybe if you're having coffee post-dinner and you want to mash or something, that'd be one thing. But with pumpkin pie, it's like, dude, there's so many cigars that have bakered spice notes and things of that nature. Why would you want to go with a Rocky Patel Java? But
the Rocky Patel Java would be great before the meal, like if you're having a mid-morning breakfast to satisfy you till lunch.
There you go.
Right after that breakfast, a nice cup of coffee and a Java, or just, anything. I think that Java would work a lot better there.
The other one they recommend is the Perdomo 12-year vintage Maduro.
That's going to be kind of hard to find in a lot of places.
I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know that I've ever seen one.
I mean, realistically, you could probably go with any. You could do the 10-year anniversary Maduro if you want to do that. I mean, there's other Maduros. I just don't know. I don't know if Maduro is the answer for pumpkin pie.
Right.
I feel like you got to find a real. I think a coffee cigar. But not like, oh my God, not infused, not like Java, and not like a Tobacco Especial, but like find one that's like a coffee, a natural coffee flavor, not an infused coffee flavor.
Right.
I think that would be the key there. Or if you want to lean into matching, find a really kind of creamy, baker spice kind of natural flavor to a cigar, but one isn't like immediately jumping to mind right now.
No.
So pumpkin pie, we've kind of left you hanging on that one. Now apple pie is the other one they mentioned. Apple pie flavor sings when paired with baking spice in the cigar, which again, I mean, it's kind of pumpkin pie is similar. Cigars with cinnamon and natural sweetness are what they are pairing with, and they are saying either the Christoph Pissed Off or the Herrera Esteli Habano.
Ooh, I like that one.
And I like that pairing a lot.
Yes.
I
always forget about those.
Dude, the white band Herrera Esteli are like, it's the best out of that whole line. I mean, like,
I smoked so many of those Herrera Estelis at the shop I ran.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, that smells great." Or what is that? And they're like, "Oh, you sell those?" I'm like, "They're right here. We've got like
right
8 different, you know."
I actually think that, and maybe Drew Estate might, argue this fact. I feel like that line tends to get overlooked a lot with them. I feel like, if it's not a flavored and infused, you're talking about Ligas or you're talking about Undercrown.
Right.
And it's like they've got the Herrera Esteli right there. And,
And the Hoyos. That's why they ended up dumping Hoyo, because they never really pushed them.
Exactly. And so, but at least Herrera is their own,
Right.
But that white band, the Habano one, fantastic cigar.
I'd put a lot of the Herrera Estelis over an Undercrown.
Oh, I would.
Or even some of the Ligas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a great, smooth, even smoke.
Yeah. So, no, I would actually say the Herrera Esteli Habano, I would say, they're saying apple pie. I say either
Any
pie.
of the pies.
I say either one of
even
those two
pecan.
pies. Oh, yeah, you could do that.
Or
with
if you're in Georgia, pecan.
Yeah.
I got yelled at about that already once.
What?
Not yelled, but
But they're like, oh, you Yankee.
When you're in Georgia, you say pecan. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's like, tell me you're from the North without telling me you're from the North. I like pecan pie, Okay, so the last thing they had was a little bonus. They have after dinner coffee, coffee and cigars, blah, blah, blah. For whatever reason, ChatGPT feels as though that if you're going to have after-dinner coffee, you need a full-bodied Nicaraguan cigar, and they are saying the Plasencia Almafuerte to go along with that. First of all, ChatGPT must think that my budget is rather large to be smoking multiple Plasencias throughout this meal. But then
not just baseline ones either. They're going for the higher tier.
But then also the fact that that's all they recommend when it's like, for God's sakes, there are so many cigars that pair so well with coffee.
Something. One I'd like to throw out there.
Yeah.
Is a Oliva Series G.
Okay.
Moderately priced. You can get all different kinds of sizes if you need be.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Going back to the Plasencias, not everyone can get a hold of those.
Yeah.
Especially by the time they hear this.
No, that's true. Well, and I know Oliva's going to have a lot of Christmas samplers, hitting like, going back to our topic from the last time you were on the show. They're going to have a lot of samplers coming out. I know Tron over at The Hill was promoting some Christmas samplers on social media the other day, and I looked at that, and a lot of Oliva in that group. Yeah, so
they package them nice too. Oliva does.
They do. If you're gonna do a sampler, make it something nice, make it gift worthy. Something.
Yeah,
nice
it's still not so crazy that you're paying 20% more for the packaging.
Well, that's true, especially these days.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what they recommended for Thanksgiving food pairings. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, coffee, there's so many different things you could pair with. My one that I've been smoking a lot with coffee in the morning has been the La Capitana from Villiger. I think that one has enough, strength to it, but still that kind of creaminess that it pairs well with. It pairs well with the coffee as I make it. Let's put it that way. I like my coffee a certain shade of blonde, so
Right.
it's like, yeah. But
I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'm kind of at a loss with all of those.
yeah, well, I get it.
I do like hot chocolate, though.
See, there you go. You could make that in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, could really zhuzh it up. Get those little bite-size caramellos. Drop one of those in and let it melt into the hot cocoa and everything.
Ooh.
Really amp that thing up,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
See, there you go. See, you gotta think this through. Anyway, well, you have anything else you want to add to that?
Trying to think if there was anything else that normal people.
I mean, there's rolls. Everybody has some sort of bread to go with it, but like, I don't think bread is something we need to pair with a cigar.
No. We're not children that just sit there and eat rolls. Well, I do. But
I am. I was going to say, what are you talking about? Like, you could just set that whole basket full of the little, what is the Doughboy crescent rolls in front? I'm a happy guy at that point, It's like,
I'm being inundated with animals again.
From the oven, What about you're dealing with the animals again? Are they killing more chipmunks?
No. Well, if they are, it's dark. I can't see them, but you know how it is.
Chipmunks are on their own now.
Usually when I'm sitting out here, they come out and sit next to me and they start coughing and walk away.
Mm.
Now they're all over the place. They're rubbing against the table, moving things over. Even the cat's getting in it. It's like, come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Okay, so, well, before we get into the rest of stuff, I do want to point out one more time that Friday, November 28th, it is coming up. The Pulpit Fest early sermon sale will take place, and so for those of you who wanted your Pulpit Fest tickets early, this is your opportunity. They'll be on sale for a week from Black Friday, November 28th, through Friday, December 5th. Allows you to get your ticket early so you can begin saving up, getting the personal budget all prepped and ready for that. And Pulpit Fest will be taking place October 1st through the 4th, 2026 at the Ash Nail in Palm Coast, Florida. So make sure you be watching. I will be putting out the links everywhere on Friday the 28th.
And as a personal note to everyone out there, please don't rely on Nick or us to be able to tell you how many are left, because Nick is banking a few of these episodes, so
that's true.
He might not have the information current for that to say, hey, there's only X left, or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you want it, get it. Friday.
You just gotta jump in on it and get it. Exactly. But they'll be there, and the Eventbrite, and that is on Eventbrite.com, and Eventbrite should list, how many are still available when you go there to make your purchase. Alrighty, well, let's do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Alrighty. So, as Mike just pointed out, I am banking up some episodes. So, realistically, while it may be a little while before you guys hear this, it was not a little while since Mike and I last talked. And so, I don't know if you've had an opportunity to really watch much of anything.
I didn't know what segment we were doing. The intro didn't come across on my end.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're doing the Villiger thing.
Okay.
So,
I've been watching the Ken Burns American Revolution.
Yeah.
On PBS. Oh my God.
He does good documentaries.
Yeah, I always say, no, I ain't gonna watch it, and then I watch it, and I'm like, oh my God. There's so much shit we just were never taught about the American Revolution.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. The only thing I really get into is when you hear of the Native Americans back when we were taught, it was tribes. This.
Yeah.
These tribes for like hundreds of years were confederacies of multiple tribes that work together.
Okay.
And you just never knew about this kind of shit. Or I didn't growing up where they never taught us that. But like, especially on the East Coast, all those tribes worked together. And, what they did, trying to save their lands was just, it's crazy. I recommend, if you didn't watch it as it's going, go back and try to find it. And
there's got to be somewhere that it can be viewed.
You can rent it probably or stream it on. I'm sure PBS always
has to have an app.
They've got an app where you can stream. It is amazing, and it's not just me. I mean, I'm listening to sports talk radio, and like Mad Dog can't stop talking about it. I mean, he's like, oh my God, this is
Okay.
It's just everyone's talking about it. It is really good, and like the voices doing reading the personal notes of these fighters and people like that. It's all the big names of Hollywood are trying to get in on this.
Yeah.
Because they know it's Ken Burns.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Hanks, all these guys.
Dude, that guy,
it.
whatever he touches turns to gold. I mean, like, I remember, 20 plus years ago when I was in community college working at the video store at the mall, selling VHS tapes and DVD. Well, I remember when we switched and it was like DVDs came into the store. That was a big deal. But every year at Christmas time, we always got big box sets of Ken Burns' Civil War and baseball. And I sold what?
Never watched baseball personally.
I sold the shit out of those.
And I love baseball, so I know.
There are so many people that got those at Christmas time over the years. It's nuts. So like that guy, he puts a lot of effort into those documentaries, and it shows. But they stand the test of time. They are always moving and selling. So yeah,
right.
You'll have to find a baseball one.
Another thing I've watched and I didn't bring up on the last one was the Veterans Day Band of Brothers marathon. I love, and that you never, for us old guys, you don't realize that that's like almost 20 something years old.
Dude, I was going to say, I remember when that came out and I was in college and I remember how good it was, but I'm thinking it's probably been since then, since I've done a full viewing of it.
There's, on cable and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll catch a lot of marathons where they'll just run them all in a day.
I never saw the sequel, the one in the Pacific.
I did not either. It did not get as great of reviews.
Yeah.
The first one was just so great that a lot of people were just let down because it's hard to replicate.
It is. Look
at all the Star Wars movies.
No kidding. Well, I have not watched a ton. I've been busy with all kinds of shit, but I did. I had my normal weekly wrestling show, but then I did, based off of our conversation, check out, I think maybe the first 3, maybe 4, but I think only 3 episodes of DMV on Paramount.
Oh, what'd you think?
I mean, it's cute. It's got the little sitcom kind of tropes and things of that nature. I didn't realize that the one guy that was from the Righteous Gemstones was in it. I don't remember his name in either show, to be honest. But he was the guy that was doing the water drinking challenge on DMV.
I didn't know he was in Righteous Gemstones.
He was so there's the 3 kids in Gemstones. There's Danny McBride, there's the daughter, and then there's the guy that was in Workaholics. And a guy that was in Workaholics, the guy from DMV was that guy's like boyfriend in the show.
Okay.
But I liked him a lot in Gemstones. He was kind of a crazy funny, which he kind of has going on in DMV as well. I did like the whole one about he got suckered into the new the new health trend of slamming like, what was it, 22 gallons of water in a day or something
Right.
like that. And it was like this obscene giant bottle that he's drinking from. And over the course of the
Kept
episode,
filling it up.
he's like, I don't know why, but I've been drinking water all day and the water level just won't go down. And Tim Meadows is secretly refilling it when he's not looking. I mean, it was funny as shit, man. And, and the thing is, I mean, drinking that much water can really fuck with your body. I mean, like, you can get water poisoning and shit, drinking too much.
We had a college guy down at Rolla.
Yeah.
Died from that during a hazing deal.
See, that's the thing. So, like...
no, it was a radio challenge. It was a radio challenge down there.
I remember that. Yeah.
Basically, it does the same thing as alcohol. It dilutes your blood so bad that you die.
And so, like, throughout the whole course of this episode, this poor son of a bitch is drinking all his water, and he's just falling apart. And it's the funniest freaking thing. Oh, and he couldn't pee because that was against the doctor's orders, too, because at the end of the day, you have to do your, like, your nutritional cleansing or mineral cleansing or whatever. So he's having to hold his pee all day as he's drinking.
Which is not good for you either.
No, that's how you get UTIs and various, like, kidney things. I mean, like, you can't do that either. So, yeah.
One thing I have noticed on the subject of entertainment, Walton Goggins is everywhere now.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of almost
everywhere.
Too much.
Yeah.
And I love Walton Goggins. He was great in Gemstones and Vice Principals and those kind of things. But, like,
he was really good in Sons of Anarchy.
He blew up after, I'd say the last season or two of Gemstones, he really blew up. Then he was on White Lotus.
Right,
and,
yeah. That's when Walmart signed him.
Yeah, and from there, my God, he's everywhere. I will say, did you see the trailer that came out for the new season of Fallout?
No, I haven't watched Fallout.
Oh, Fallout's good.
Is that a Netflix?
No, it's an Amazon Prime.
Oh, I got that. I never watch anything on Amazon Prime.
I rarely do. To the point that, like, my Amazon Prime, for whatever reason, it's set for annual renew. So, like, I've got like $120 bill, coming up in like mid-December. And I think I'm going to let it lapse. I don't really use it for too terribly much. And
Amazon is here almost daily, sometimes multiple times a day.
See, and that's the thing. The delivery stuff is the only reason that I would consider, re-upping it. I don't know. I may not. But I will say, though, that the show Fallout, super good.
Really?
Like that one's really good. For that kind of post-apocalyptic kind of sci-fi-ish kind of thing. It's a good show.
I'll have to check into it.
The first season, they did that first season, and for what I guess they were kind of like, oh, we don't know if it's going to be a hit, so we're just going to put it out and see what happens. And so it's been a really long wait time between season 1 and season 2. And so I'm thrilled that season 2 is finally, like, coming our way. Because I think it's been, oh, God, dude, it might be close to 2 years by the time, that hits.
They do that on purpose to keep you hooked on the subscription.
Well, they need to speed that up slightly, though, because, like, there are some shows that it's like, I'm just going to drop it and re-up it when the next season comes out or something like that. It's like, there needs to be more consistency. Like, Stranger Things is a good example of that. We're getting the 5th season of that actually should be dropping right around Thanksgiving. The first episode of the 5th season drops right at Thanksgiving. And then, like, a couple drop at Thanksgiving, then a couple drop at Christmas, and then the finale, I think, drops at, like, New Year's. And that's another good example of, here's a show. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Uh-oh. Are you there?
I'm here, but I lost your picture.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. What happened to me?
Is that your dad?
What?
Oh, no, that's you, I guess. Yeah. There you go.
That was me. Yeah. It's an old picture. Oh, no, I crushed my cigar trying to catch my... Here.
And you don't even have animals.
I know. No, dude, look at this. I caught the
Oh man.
tripod. And it like kind of skinned the cigar slightly that one direction. Anyway, man, what the fuck was I even saying?
You're talking about Stranger Things and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So there's a show that started like forever ago. It's only on its 5th season, and because it started so long ago, these kids have straight up grown up, just straight up grown up. And they took too damn long in between seasons, and they needed to speed that process up a little bit, Would have been infinitely better if they would have just been a little quicker with it. But
right.
What do I know?
No, I did not yet get back into Landman.
Yeah.
With Billy Bob. Now that's one that they got that second season out quick.
Well,
I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Now I heard that Paramount and Taylor Sheridan are parting ways. That I guess he signed with. Did he sign with NBC or did he sign with Netflix? So at some point, all those Taylor Sheridan shows are going to stop on Paramount, and he's going to start making content for somebody else. So, because I mean, shit, he did what? Landman. He did Tulsa King, Mayor of Kingstown, Yellowstone.
He was in Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if he wrote it, or I know he didn't write it, but he was in that one.
So, I mean, but there's at least 4 shows that are Paramount, between Yellowstone and all the others that, he's got a lot of content with them, and they're about to lose their golden goose. So that's something they got to work on.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Well, that's the Villiger report. So let's do this now. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars can't clip our wings. All right, so when 10-year-old Reese Stewart visited her local animal shelter, she noticed many dogs were stressed and barking, which made them less likely to be adopted. Too young to volunteer normally, she brought books and began reading to the dogs in a calm voice. The animals relaxed and became friendlier and started getting adopted much more frequently. Reese then recruited other kids to join her, quote, Paws and Pages reading group, turning a simple idea into a program that helped countless nervous shelter dogs find home. So be like Reese Stewart and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. I'm going to have to rework this segment. I'm going to have to talk to Jonas and be like, let's do something else. It's just one of those things. I don't feel like this segment's hitting anymore. Just one of those things. You got to work on this stuff,
Right.
So, but speaking of segments that I think could always be around, and yet for some reason I haven't done in quite a while, let's do this now.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. So, I'm putting you on the spot here, buddy. I didn't prep you for this. I know I keep my list and I can go back over it, but is there anything that you wanna start with? Anything that you've smoked lately that you want to highlight?
The United Firecracker. Anyone who's a parishioner knows I've been smoking those.
Yeah.
I smoked my first Atabey.
Oh, yeah.
On my birthday the other day.
That's right, you son of a bitch. You didn't. I mean, granted, I guess it wasn't my or your job to be like, come on, this episode's gonna come out on my birthday, but like, you didn't tell me that the episode was like
about it.
Gonna drop on your birthday, no less. So anyway, so
49 is not a big one.
It's true. Next year's the big one.
Next year's the big one.
Next year's the big one.
Yeah.
But still. So okay. So you had your first Atabey. So let's stop and review and reflect on this for a moment here. So, what did you think of the Atabey?
All right, I smoked it on a full stomach,
Okay.
but nothing crazy. Just, I had had a good lunch.
Well, it's not a particularly heavy cigar.
Right.
Yeah.
But I got a lot more flavor out of it than I was expecting.
Okay.
Um, Burned great. Never had to touch it up at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the Robusto, and it lasted a good hour. I
Yeah.
was just, relaxing, taking in the sights, watching the lake and all that stuff. It was worth the purchase price, but not something I'd smoke a lot of.
I think that's kind of the whole thing is that, look, we're not all fortunate to have the budget to where we can be buying boxes of Atabays and enjoying that as our daily smoke.
Right.
And I don't know if that would be one that I would want to have as my daily smoke because
You'd lose
the specialness,
the
you know?
specialness of it.
Yeah.
Now,
But it's a good cigar.
one I also want to bring up, because I had discussed this with you. I'd picked up a box of Charter Oak cigars.
Okay.
Multiple times I've bought in a box of those. Those were, a daily, smoke and all that. You could set it down and not worry about it.
Yeah.
But this last box I bought, I fought and fought and fought them.
Okay.
And after about half the box, I gave up and said, I'm just going to sit on these for a little bit. Sat on them for about 6 months, and I smoked one the other day, and it was amazing.
Oh, so it just needed a little bit more
Never
time.
had to touch it up. It had a great flavor. It was a little more complex than normal, which, usually I burn through them pretty quick. And it's like now, the next time I order a box, I'm going to let them sit for a while. Not a long while, a month or two. Just let them get really acclimated to the humidor and all that. I'm about a 65% guy.
Yeah.
So I think they were just a little too wet
Okay.
when I was trying to smoke them.
Yeah.
And they just would not burn for shit.
Hmm.
I'd go through like a full tank on my lighter trying to smoke a cigar.
Yeah, that
and then would just give up, be like, fuck it,
no, that's not worth it. I mean, if you're
Right.
walking away from a cigar and you're feeling like that, then you definitely did not get the relaxation out of it that you should
Right.
have. So, yeah, no.
Prior boxes, I had not had that issue, so that's why I'd kept buying them.
Yeah.
But, just to the people out there, if you run into a situation like that, put them away and sit on them for a month or two, and then give another one a try and see if it's, it just may have been a freshly shipped box. It was pulled and shipped right out of the way, and just a little too wet.
No, I think that's a very, very good assessment there. All right. Well, looking at my list of what I've smoked in the last week or so, I'm looking to see if there's anything that really stands out that it's like, oh my gosh, that thing. There's one that I want to mention, but oh wait, I can mention it because this is going to come out after that show. Haha. So I smoked one. I smoked the Blackbird Superb, the Habano. But in the box pressed version, I had Jonas on the show, the last episode, and we talked about that. That's a new version of the Superb that they're putting out, and holy shit, I love the Superb, and I'm not normally a box press guy, but that thing smoked wonderfully to the point that I smoked the one on the show, and then I smoked another one that evening just for my own entertainment purposes. So, no, I really, really did enjoy that.
I'll have to try that.
It's a tasty cigar. I like it. Another one that I smoked recently that I enjoyed is one that I got at PCA. Not a brand I mention very often. The lady that runs at Leo, she's super nice. So high energy. But I smoked a Nova Trappist 1G. That was the name that was on the I still even have the band right here actually. And but it was the Trappist 1G. It was a 54 by 7 1/4 torpedo.
Wow.
So it was a big ass long cigar, but holy shit, that thing, it started off relatively on the mild side, but by the end, I would say it was a real solid medium with good spice, going on, and it smoked wonderfully. I mean, I had no issues whatsoever with it, and I really did enjoy that cigar a lot.
Awesome.
And I'm trying to look at like different things that I've smoked recently. Like, I have my go-tos on a lot of this, but I'm trying to look and see if I found anything different that I'm like, okay, that smoked really, really good. Oh, here's one off the beaten path. This one I found buried deep in my humidor, and I have no clue where it came from. But I smoked a Monte Cristo Platinum Series Robusto. A little dark bastard with like a gray or silver band on it and everything. Man, that thing smoked really well. It was when I see Monte Cristo, I tend to think like, oh, okay, it's going to be, I don't know why. In my mind, Monte Cristo equates to mild and
Right.
light. But this one was not that. This one smoked and it had some body and strength and flavor and everything. So, nope, I really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
Yep. So that would be my 3. So anyway, well, Mike, where can people follow you on the socials?
You can follow me on Facebook, Mike Brinker. You can follow me on the Parishioners group, and I'm now also on the Friends of the Cigar Authority
Okay.
group. Yeah.
So you're in there too.
Yep.
Well, I am on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. It's a private group, but you can request access to get in on that. I'm on X. You can watch this on Rumble and YouTube. I do need your calls for the Ask the Pulpit shows, so you can call the hotline at area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. And finally, if you're interested, head on over to cigarpulpit.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. That'll be launching in January. And that'll be hitting your inboxes. And it's free, and it's not going to blow you up. So that's good. Now, one more thing, just to kind of close out this episode. It is our pre-Thanksgiving episode. I won't be back until Black Friday, I guess, technically. So I guess it's appropriate to ask, Mike, what are some things you're thankful for?
Waking up every day.
That's a good one.
Having the ability to smoke cigars and enjoy them and talk about them. Family, friends, the normal.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's all really awesome stuff. I would say the same. Obviously, health has kind of become more of a thing this year for me, and so that's been nice. Definitely some changes there, and that's been good. Friends and family and loved ones. That's obvious. But the other thing I would say, the other thing I'm thankful for would be I'm thankful for the companies that have taken it on themselves to be supportive and to support this podcast and various projects that I've got going. There's it's nice. It helps me do something that I enjoy doing and get this out to people. And then to that degree, also, I'm very thankful to all the listeners who tune in and listen to this 2 times a week. I mean,
Definitely.
I'm on Reddit and I'm belong to a little podcast subreddit on there, and so I look at a lot of these threads on there. And my God, there's people that are like, I'm launching a podcast, or I've launched my podcast. How do I grow my audience? And some of these people are talking about their audience sizes, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I'm just thrilled at the audience that I've got. I'm thrilled with the amount of input and the communication that I have with the audience that I've got. I'm thrilled that there's the engagement and the listenership. So, I'm thankful for all the parishioners out there who take time out of their day to listen to this. It does mean a lot.
Yep.
So, well, Mike, what are your final thoughts on your cigar?
I just put it out. I was done with it. It was at the end. Started out average.
Yeah.
And personally, I thought it built with flavor as all of the different fillers started really lighting up and burning good.
Mm-hmm.
Had to touch it up a little bit. That's still, again, I've got fans and stuff going to keep the smoke moving. Definitely a rebuy. I think it's a moderately priced stick. I think the MSRP on half wheel was like $11.50.
That's not bad.
I don't know when that was reviewed though, so who knows what the price is now. I doubt it's too much more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it.
And that was the Rocky Patel Dark Star?
Dark Star, yeah.
Okay.
Toro.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was very, very happy with it.
Very good. My Rojas Blue Bonnet Lancero didn't fail. I mean, I just put it out myself. It's a super solid smoke, got great flavor to it. Super awesome construction and burn line. I mean, Lanceros are one of those sizes to me that I find that I have to mentally adjust my smoking speed, because if I smoke it at my normal pace, it tends to smoke too fast. And then what ends up happening is I go the opposite direction. I smoke it too slow, and then I gotta constantly be relighting it. And but this one, it smoked perfectly, straight burn line. Like I said, really good flavor to it. I really enjoyed it. If you guys have had Rojas cigars, or you've had the Blue Bonnet before, but maybe not in that size, do yourself a favor. Somehow track down the Blue Bonnet Lancero and give it a shot. It's so much. It's just so much better than the other Vitolas in that blend. I don't know why. Maybe everybody always says, "Oh, the Lancero, you get so much more wrapper, blah blah blah." I don't know if that's it or what, but trust me, the Lancero in that cigar is top notch. So
awesome.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for taking time out, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
There you go. Well, take it easy and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and all the parishioners out there.
And I want to thank Mike for taking time out of his evening to discuss everything with me and have a nice chat, do an episode. I appreciate it as always, Mike. Well, guys, this is it. This is our Thanksgiving episode, so I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope all of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, assuming you're celebrating. I mean, maybe those of you in Canada, it's just another day. But, for those of you in the United States who are celebrating Thanksgiving, hope you have a nice day. Hope you eat well and enjoy your time with friends, family, and loved ones. And, just remember what you're thankful for. Take a moment and remember what you're thankful for, because we all have something in our lives to be grateful and thankful for. So anyway, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody, stay safe, stay smoky, and happy Thanksgiving. Now we have a sermon. Hello, my brothers and sisters in smoke. It is I, Pastor Barnaby Rothchild, coming to you with the story of Thanksgiving. There's a lot of misnomers out there about the first Thanksgiving. A lot of times, as with most of these holidays, the story gets sanitized and changed over the years. But, we here at the Church of the Holy Cigar like to celebrate the holiday as it is meant to be, and cigars play such a rich role in the history of our nation and many of the holidays that we enjoy, and Thanksgiving is no exception. Now, I'm sure you all know the story of the pilgrims that left the Europe and England in order to come to the United States, or as they called it, the New World, to escape for religious freedoms. And while we at the Church of the Holy Cigar obviously, believe that, we take it a step further because we know that the religious freedoms they were coming to celebrate had to do a lot with their love of the sweet smokes. You see, the Pilgrims left England to escape smoking bans and high taxes, something that our country is dealing with now, and unfortunately, we don't have a new world to transport ourselves to, so we have to do what we can to fight these injustices here. But that's neither here nor there. No, we're going back to Thanksgiving. And when talking about Thanksgiving, these brave souls, they piled into the Mayflower and came across the ocean in order to find places where they could sit and smoke their cigars in peace. And when they got to the New World, well, they did all right in the beginning. They built many cigar lounges and had a fine time, but they still struggled. Unfortunately, those early Pilgrims were not the brightest when it came to their planting methods, and, well, they grew too much tobacco for cigars, and they just didn't quite have enough food. So as the winter started to approach, they were in deep trouble. But that's when the Native Americans stepped in. You see, the natives, they would watch from the far side, and they judged the Pilgrims. They said, who are these people with their funny hats smoking those horrible cigars? Because, you see, the Pilgrims, they didn't know about the sweet, rich tobaccos that the Americas had to offer. They didn't know about the sweet cigars that the Native Americans enjoyed. No, the Pilgrims, they mostly smoked Dutch Masters. Hence the label. And, the palates were not sophisticated. But the natives, they were kind and generous, and they took pity upon the Pilgrims. And they approached them and said, we should have a mighty feast together. And, well, the natives, they brought their cigars with them to the feast. And the Pilgrims, they were very impressed. All these blends with these rich tobaccos, full of flavor and body and strength that they just had never encountered during their days smoking the Dutch Masters. And so they were very impressed by the ingenuity and genius of these natives making these very fine cigars. And so the Pilgrims and the natives, they had a mighty feast. They had all sorts of wonderful things to eat, but they paired them with some very wonderful, wonderful cigars. And the natives, they made the Pilgrims their friends, and they were happy throughout the winter. Now, where things go from there, that becomes a different story, and unfortunately, I don't think things worked out quite as well for the generous natives as perhaps they should have. But again, that's a story for another day. No, today we are going to be reflecting upon the generosity of the Native Americans, bringing their sweet tobaccos to the Pilgrims, and we're going to celebrate the union of the two groups coming together to have a wonderful meal and a mighty hearth. All of you out there listening to this, please take a moment to have a nice cigar, maybe in the spirit of the Pilgrims and the Indians. Come together with other friends and family. Maybe introduce them to the leaf if you have some spare cigars and they have the inclination to try. And come together, have that nice cigar, have a good meal, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.